It's a great feeling. I have decent amount of subscribers, and I never thought a record label would reach out to a smaller reaction channel like me. And when they reached out, I thought it was a scam. I was like, this can't be like real. But then like I talked to them a little bit more, and I was like, it's actually like the PR person at like the label, and I was like, this is really cool. So it's like they see like the importance of like what we're trying to do to help these artists kind of grow. And it's just awesome. Like it's a really good feeling to have them reach out to someone like me, to promote their band. So yeah, it's a wonderful feeling. It's really, really cool. Every time I get the email, I'm always so excited to like do the video. It's really, really cool.
And that's such a cool thing to actually have labels reaching out to content
Yeah.
creators, because it just kind of seems like there was a big battle for especially over music for such a long time, ASCAP
Oh
and all
yeah.
that kind of stuff. So to
Oh
actually
yeah.
see companies working with content creators on YouTube, it's a nice change, and to see that they're actually reaching out to you to help promote their content too, and seeing what
Yeah.
you think about the music. How do movies help you deal with mental health issues?
When it comes to like movies, like I remember my favorite movie memory that I have. Like this is when it really like showed me like movies can be much more than like going to the movie. It can legitimately be an experience. I think I forgot how old I was. I was like 14 or 15. I love Batman Begins, and I was so excited for The Dark Knight. And I remember just being there in a packed theater, and just like it just felt like I was just looking into like just a clear pool of water watching that movie. Like that movie to me had like no flaws. And like I walked out of that movie going like, this will change me forever. And so like when I go to a movie now, it's like, sometimes when I go, I'm like, it's kind of just nice to kind of escape the world for a couple of hours and just go be sucked into that universe, whatever story is trying to tell me. Like I could kind of be sucked in. And then honestly, I could take a lot of life lessons out of movies. Like I walk out of movies, like for example, like The Joker, just realizing like, you know what, maybe we should just be a little kinder to everybody because we don't know what they're struggling with. So like I took that away from a pretty dark and DC movie. And it's like I think about those kind of moments when it comes to movies, and I try to apply those to my daily life. Like try to treat more people with respect, as I was saying. And so yeah, for me, like it's always been one of those things where I love going, and sometimes I do go just for the big cinematic experience, but I really do like to walk away with like a good life lesson when it comes to movies. And movies have taught me a lot about life, and whatever genre it may be, I usually come out of a movie going like, yeah, I think I learned something from like that I can apply to my life. And so those are kind of like, it's kind of one of those teaching things where I like going in and learning, and I always seem to get that with a movie that I'm looking forward to see.
I think a lot of us too have playlists when we need to lift up, when we need to feel angry, when we're sad.
Yeah.
What movies do you turn to when either when you're sad, when you're happy, when you're lonely, when you're celebrating? What are your favorite movies to watch for each of those kind of categories?
Oh man, there's so many. Like if I'm going into like, there's some days where I'm just like, I'm feeling kind of like a comedy. I'll put on something like Ted. Like I love Ted. That's one of my favorite comedies. Like something like that. That movie just makes me laugh all the time. I'm feeling like I just need a little more excitement in my life, because there's some days where I'm like, I just don't feel life's not very exciting sometimes. So I put on a movie to get excited. Honestly, like I just watched Mission Impossible Fallout to get ready for the new one, and like movies like that, like it kind of just, I don't know, like it's weird how it makes me more excited about life. Like the movies like that just get me really excited. There are certain movies for each genre where I'm like, okay, like this can really like improve my mood. It just depends on kind of how I'm feeling. But if I want to get a good laugh, usually laughing helps. So I usually just turn to like a comedy, and I just put that on, and I feel much better about the day.
What's the biggest surprise movie that might surprise people? For example, if I want a good cry, I watched My Sister's Keeper with Cameron Diaz from like
Oh yeah.
2005 or 6. I don't feel like I need to bring on the cries every once in a while, but if I just
Yeah.
need to access those feelings, for anyone who hasn't seen My Sister's Keeper, this is Cameron Diaz when she didn't have any kids, playing an older part than what she chronologically was at the time. So the script is that good. Alec Baldwin has a brief cameo in there. It's just one of those that is dialed in with the feels. So that's
Right.
my sort of like, I need to cry.
Yeah.
Well, not that you not that you have a crying movie, but what would be
Right.
the surprise movie that people might be surprised by that you go to on a semi-regular basis, or whenever you need to access whatever those emotions are?
This might be a weird one because it's kind of like it's one of my favorite movies of all time, and it's fairly recent. This movie taught me so much about myself personally and how kind of the world works a little bit. This is a weird pick, but probably The Babadook. I don't know if you've seen that movie or heard of that movie. It's a horror movie. Essentially, it's about this mom who she gets this book, and I don't want to give too much away. She gets this book, but essentially, there's a thing called a Babadook that's haunting her. And the movie is essentially about like if you don't deal with like things that you're going on with your life, it is going to haunt you forever. But it's done in such a scary way where it kind of just kicked my butt in gear, going like, I need to be healthier mentally. I need to be healthier like physically. And so like when I'm ever feeling like feeling down or like I feel like I'm just not conquering my demons, like that movie actually really helps me like kind of get my butt in gear, going like, look, I just need to deal with I just need to deal with what's going on in my life. And once I go through it, I usually end up being okay. It's just like the matter of like I just need to take that first step and just like go through it. So The Babadook is a movie that honestly terrifies me, but it also teaches me like a really hard life lesson. So honestly, it'd probably be that movie that I would turn to if I really just need a kick in the pants. So it's probably that one.
That's amazing. I wouldn't have
Yeah.
thought of that. Like a motivational kicking the butt kind of thing.
Yeah.
And putting on a horror film for that. But I guess that
Yeah.
sort of would be the equivalent of putting on a heavy metal record of like, come on,
Yeah,
let's go. Yes.
Absolutely.
Get going.
You know, man. I love it. Yeah. That's exactly how I feel when I put on a metal. I'm like, all right, it just motivates me to keep going. So yeah, movies like that, it really just kicks my butt in gear and just like, you know what, you can do it. Like deal with it, just get through it, and tomorrow will be a better day. So that movie actually is pretty inspiring. Scary as it is, it's actually really inspiring.
Your new movie review and trailer reaction channel. Tell us a little bit about that. It's still new. It's still kind of coming along. And last I looked yesterday, I think it was 20 subs and 10 videos so far. So what are your plans for that channel?
Chandler Burton Entertainment is my main channel. Like that's the one that I'm still working on and still pushing for. But I love movies and it also has video game stuff on there as well. Like I love movies like so much that I'm like, I just feel like I really need to like talk about movies and kind of how they've impacted me, and hopefully someone could take that away and go like, oh, it's kind of a cool life lesson as we just talked about. Yeah, my plan with that is obviously I can't see every movie in the entire world, but when I go see a movie and I'm like, you know what, I can probably create a review for this. I'll definitely, make one. I love doing trailer reactions because again, I love watching people react to trailers because I'm like, I want to see what their thoughts are, or it's like, do we feel the same? Do we feel different? Or maybe sometimes people can pick up different things that I missed. So I love watching trailer reactions, and I do it all the time on my main channel. So I was like, why not just do it with like movies? And so, yeah, I just plan on there's no like with my main channel, I usually have a set schedule of like one video a day. With my second channel, it's kind of like just whenever I can do it. Like obviously I don't go to the movies every day, or sometimes there's not always a trailer to react to, like, movie wise. Music, I feel like it's endless, but and when it comes to the movies, I have to like usually wait for the weekend, see what notes I got to take. So it's a little bit of a process to do that. So that channel, I definitely will stay dedicated to it because I enjoy doing it. But that one will be, I focus on my main channel more than the Chandler Burton movies and video games ones. But I'm trying to build it up and see where it goes.
What video games are you currently playing, by the way, that you're going to be focusing on?
Trying my best to finish up the new Legend of Zelda game, Tears of the Kingdom. I've been playing that since it's come out. It's just so much to do. That's the main game that I'm playing right now. And then the next game probably won't be until probably Spider-Man 2 on PlayStation 5. It's a couple months out, but games are like $70, so it's a little hard to just drop money on like a game just randomly. So it's got to be a game I know I'm really, really gonna need to focus on and want to review. So Zelda for sure, and then probably I don't know anything between that time and Spider-Man 2 in October. So trying to finish that so I can talk about it because I'm not done with it yet. There's just, again, it's a huge game, so there's so much to do. But that'd be the one I would probably talk about first.
Love it. Things to look forward to. And the name of your second channel again?
It's called Chandler Burton Movies and Video Games.
Perfect. Just wanted to get that right.